The Chicago Black Sox ended the 1919 World Series before the first pitch was even thrown. The earthquake into the 1989 World Series would have saved the Giants the embarrassment. 23 years later, the Giants were on the other side, making the Tigers a two-team offense and making a fool of the MVP that year to end the game. The Yankees rarely ever get embarrassed, but once they did so bad that Billy Martin tossed a ball at an umpire. Today, the Dodgers are known for having multiple MVP candidates in their lineup, but in 1966, they showed one of the worst offensive performances ever. On the other side, Carlton Fisk gave his iconic wave that sent the 1975 Fall Classic to a Game 7, but Kirby Puckett might have helped the Twins have the title of the best World Series ever played 16 years later. October is when legends are made, but sometimes the lights are just too bright.
He's had a rough time before in the postseason. This has to be the worst of all those outings.
Before the Cubs broke the 108-year drought, the Red Sox had their own to break, the curse of the Bambino. Prior to the drought, they were an early dynasty winning 5 of 15 titles. Plenty of examples prove the curse, but their misfortunes really started to begin in the 70s.
Deep to left. Yastrzemski will not get it. It's a home run.
When someone with a career 618 OPS beats you, it's hard to deny the curse, but it was never more obvious than 1986.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
This was not just an excuse for the fans, players were aware of it too, even bringing in a witch to help, and Kurt Schilling talked about it when he signed with the Red Sox in 2004.
So where are you headed?
Boston gotta break an 86-year-old curse.
Down 0-3 in the ALCS, it looked like it was going to continue.
Ortiz into deep right field, and he can keep on running to New York. Red Sox force Game 7. Boston Red Sox have won the pennant.
The 2004 World Series wasn't great, ended in a sweep, but for ending the curse alone, it's nowhere near the worst World Series of all time. Since Boston has won 3 more, and even with the long drought, are still one of the most respected franchises. The same can't be said for the Colorado Rockies, who most would say are the worst run team in sports, or other stuff. It may not be an exaggeration either. Sure, the Brewers haven't made the World Series since 1982, the Mariners have never made it. Both went on their own 20-plus year drought of not making the playoffs. Both have changed their images as of recent. To give the Rockies the benefit of the doubt, it's hard to put a team together with no pitching. They won't spin for the big guys, and it's a small sample size, but a few of the last free agent starters have had success at Coors. DeGrom, Verlander, Eovaldi, and let's face it, when Ubaldo Jimenez is your franchise leader and be worried by a pitcher, you might need to go out and spin. Colorado has spent money before, just recently spending $182 million on Chris Bryant. That's gone just as well as you might have thought. This coming just 2 years after they gave the Cardinals $50 million to take Nolan Arenado off their hands. Oh, but they also got these guys too. Oh, Montero looks like he could be solid. Maybe? I mean, anytime you have the chance to trade a generational talent for maybe one average player and then sign someone for around the same amount who can't stay healthy, you just have to do it. Back-to-back playoff bursts in 2017 and 18 might have been the highlight of their franchise, and both years equated one total playoff win. Ever since, they trade Arenado, let Story and Gray walk, and haven't capitalized at all on their small amount of success. Their second best pitcher in franchise history, Kyle Freeland, has fallen off a ton since he finished 4th in Cy Young voting. And well, this is what the rest of the rotation looks like. We can lay into the Rockies for a solid 10 minutes, but this video isn't just about them. The Rockies weren't always a pushover franchise who had no success. Heading into 2007, they were looking forward to Troy Tulowitzki to play his first full season, Matt Holliday to continue his dominance 2006 season, and Todd Helton's bat to be as dominant as always, even heading into his age 33 season. But as usual, the bats were never the question in Colorado. This was their starting rotation. From someone that's not a Rockies fan, most of these names aren't recognizable. Hell, even if you are a Rockies fan, most of these names still are not recognizable. For the Rockies, the expectations were like most years, an average to below average team. And that's what they were through mid-September, until
Todd Helton, the walk-off 2-run shot. Colorado has swept the Dodgers.
Squeezed like twice in 6 years that he's managed for the Colorado Rockies.
the catch. Tagging is Holiday. The throw to the plate. He is safe. The Colorado Rockies are the National League wild card winners.
The Phillies were just starting their own run of being good, and their inexperience showed in the NLDS. Playing the 1 seed in the NLCS, there was still a lot of love for the Rockies, as they had only lost one of their last 22 games. The Rockies' non-recognizable pitching shut down the Diamondbacks' offense game after game, sweeping the NL West champs to reach their first ever World Series. The Red Sox, on the other hand, came in as one of the favorites to win it all before the season. David Ortiz was looking to stay as one of the most dangerous hitters in the game. Manny Ramirez was doing all right entering age 35, and that was only the surface of the Red Sox offense, but the rotation was only a shell of itself in 2004. Kurt Schilling and Tim Wakefield were both entering their age 40 season, but they had a new ace who wasn't even a part of the championship team, Josh Beckett. Although the rotation wasn't elite, the bullpen was a different story, headlined by Jonathan Papelbon. The Red Sox only faced a 1-game deficit, which was on April 11th. After that, the only competition was for second place in the East. Boston's ALDS win was just as easy, but the ALCS was a different story. Going down 3-1 was a step up from 2004, and the offense played like their backs were up against the wall.
J.D. Drew in the air to center, well hit. Back is Sizemore. Pedroia launches one in the left. At the wall. Chris back to his left, still going, and the Red Sox win the pennant.
The 2007 World Series looked like it was going to be a slugfest with two teams who were red hot. A blowout in Game 1 doesn't always mean the series is over. Just look at 1982. And when the franchise pitching leader and warrior would go up against the bloody sock merchant, it looked like the Rockies could even up the series.
There he goes. Holiday grounds it off the glove of Lowell to the right side. That'll put Colorado on top. Well, and he adds to it. Going to go first to third. That's into center field. Back is Tavares. It's 1-1 here in the fourth. Line drive into left will put Boston out in front. And they do.
Headed back to Denver, the fans still had hope even down 0-2. That did not last too long.
Third, nobody out for Ortiz. And he rips one into the corner. Red Sox score for the bases loaded. And that's up the middle, a base hit. With the tag. And now Matsuzaka with a base hit to left. Here tonight to this point is Ellsbury into left center field. That is a base hit. Lugo scores to make it 6-0.
If anyone knew a series wasn't over after going down 0-3, it was the Red Sox. For Coors Field standards, Aaron Cook pitched a good game, but the 23-year-old John Lester was just better. But the Rockies' offense would finally wake up against the Red Sox bullpen.
That is a shot into left. Back at the wall, it's a one-run game.
Until Jonathan Papelbon came in.
To the shortstop, Lugo backs up a bit, throws into left center field, and Chris back to his right to end the inning. To the second baseman, and Pedroia gets the out on, fly ball into left field, back at the wall, and a catch, but game over, series over, and the Red Sox are world champs again.
2 blowouts, 2 one-run games, and the better franchise was clearly better in all 4 games. Bad series, but you'd believe no way that's the worst, right? The only other one that might be comparable is 1989, but that one is kinda overshadowed by this.
Second base, so the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an earth.